From inside Ralph Engelstad Arena, it's time for North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, the coach and I will review North Dakota's weekend series with Omaha. UND takes 4 of a possible 6 points in the NCHC series. We'll also look ahead as North Dakota steps out of league play this weekend to host Lake Superior State in the final 2 games of the home portion of the first half of the season. North Dakota and Omaha skated to a 2-2 overtime tie on Friday. Omaha picked up the extra point in the shootout. North Dakota turned Saturday into a 3-2 win. Coach, good to be back with you. This was 125 minutes of battle hockey, was it not, over the weekend?
It was, right from the drop of the puck on Friday night. You expected it to be that, and I think it was every bit of what we expected right from the drop of the puck. You know, not a lot of flow at portions during this series because of good, hard defensive play and just 2 teams battling it out.
2 consecutive Saturdays in which your team has closed out the opponent with a 1-goal lead and with that opponent with the extra attacker. What kind of growth area is that for your hockey team?
Well, I think it's, you know, it's a continual process of learning not only personnel-wise who's doing the job, but just team-wise, mentality-wise on a Saturday night getting the job done.
Yeah. All right, Dave, when we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights from the weekend. We'll kick it off with Friday's highlights coming up next.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Dave, let's kick it off and recap Friday night's game. Your 2 teams went through the overtime session. This game ended up in a shootout. Officially, it's a 2-2 overtime tie. You entered this series ranked number 2 in the nation, Omaha number 11. Another strong start for your hockey team here in the first period on Friday night.
Yeah, we came out and, you know, we came out ready to play again. I think that's been a fairly consistent team for our hockey team here over the last couple of weekends.
It has been.
We've come out and been on our toes.
How about the quality of shots here? You had 12 shots on goal in the first period. 6 of those were from below the dots. So you're putting good pressure on Ryan Massa?
Yeah, you know what, we had some good opportunities. You know, I'd like to, you know, see us get to a few more of those rebounds that are in critical areas early in hockey games.
What did you think of the pace of this hockey game, or what were your expectations for the pace?
Well, you know, I think we knew it would be competitive and hard-nosed. You know, there probably wasn't as much flow up and down the ice on Friday night as what you might expect between these 2 teams. But I can tell you the battles in the trenches were every bit of what you would think.
Your penalty kill, good on the weekend. Friday night, there were times where you did a really good job in denying zone entry on Omaha.
Yeah, you know, I think we had a couple different looks up ice in terms of you know, the structure that Dane put in place as we went through the week, and we were able to switch from that one night to the next, and the guys did a good job within, you know, those 2 different structures.
Without a doubt, on Friday night, Omaha with 3 power play opportunities and just 7 shots on those opportunities. The face-off dot, winning edge for you for pretty much the entire weekend.
Overall, yeah, you know, I thought Friday night we were you know, good throughout. Saturday night, you know, in some critical times in the 3rd period, I thought we lost, you know, too many consecutive defensive zone faceoffs.
Yeah. Well, Austin Pagansky, you saw jamming at the post there. We go to the 2nd period, and just as your power play is expiring, Mark McMillan has a bid to open the scoring here. Yeah,
you know, just a real good attack play. You know, we make a play through their defenseman. Good speed play by Mark, gets it there. And then, you know, we had a play just after that we also weren't quite able to finish on.
All right, a good cycle here is going to lead to your opening goal at 7:43 the second.
Again, just like we said, you know, work in the trenches, and that's a good slide play by Gage Osmus, sliding off the wall, making it tough for the defender to cover him. Drake gets him the puck, and Gage from a good shooting area puts it off the post and in.
Yeah, so it's a 1-0 lead. You get rewarded for a good start to the first period and take that lead. And just 29 seconds later, though, Omaha is going to get the equalizer. Coach, you always talk about shifts, you know, after an opening goal, and Omaha had the upper hand on this next shift.
Whether it's a goal for or a goal against, that next shift is an absolute momentum shift, and we got back on our heels. We're just sloppy coming out of the zone. You know, we had an opportunity with full possession just to push that puck up ice, and get going into their, our offensive zone. We gave up that opportunity, and then from there, it ends up in the back of our net not too many seconds later.
Right, just 29 seconds later after you grab the lead, it's the equalizer here, Tyler Vessel. The second period on Friday night, was it the one period where you thought maybe your team had a hiccup as you looked at the entire weekend?
Yeah, I thought the only real hiccup over an extended period of time was 10 or 12 minutes right after this goal.
Yeah.
We never fully regained momentum in that period. Omaha ends up coming out with a lead, and that's shame on us in that particular instance.
Omaha outshoots you 9-4 in the second period, and then late in the period, 2:44 remaining in the second, again, you're unable to clear here, and it's going to lead to Omaha's go-ahead goal.
Well, if you spend enough time in your zone, eventually something bad is going to happen. We didn't get a clear. They end up with a bounce off of our defenseman's shoulder. That's something we haven't got a whole lot of late, is bounces in the offensive zone. But as I said, we spent too much time in our own D zone in that last 10-12 minutes. And a bounce of the puck ends up giving Omaha the lead.
Yeah, good second look. You can actually see the change of the puck's direction as it bounces off Paul Ledoux.
Yeah, it's going, top blocker side, and it bounces off a shoulder and goes short side above his glove.
3 minutes into the third, you get the equalizer. Nick Schmaltz back in the lineup on Friday night, and he'll get the goal to tie it at 2 here.
Yeah, it's a good shift for these guys. They're, moving their feet, pushing the puck, pressuring the puck, and great play by Luke Johnson to strip that play from their number 28, and he makes no mistake getting it to Nick Schmaltz at the top of the crease.
What'd you think of Nick's effort returning to the lineup on Friday night?
You know what? I thought, the consistency wasn't there. His play without the puck, that's always the toughest area coming back off of an injury. But offensively, obviously, he added and scored a great goal to get us a point there as well. I thought he added to our power play and was a significant factor.
So it's 2-2. Were there stretches in this game, Dave, where you thought you got caught out long in shifts, and did that factor into the game at all?
A couple things. I thought, number one, we got caught on a couple of tired shifts in our own D zone, but also a little bit by strategy. We wanted to collapse to that. Omaha is so good down low, getting pucks to the top of the crease with good sticks in there. They ended up scoring a couple of goals on us that way this weekend. But also a couple of the long shifts that we ended up in our zone, it was because we were bringing 5 guys back to that area.
And that was noticeable on the replay there. You saw the no call and an apparent tripping as Connor Gorder is brought down late in regulation. Then you go to overtime here, and Nick Schmaltz, nice pass here to set up Colton St. Clair in overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. We just weren't able to convert. I thought our third period was very good. I thought our overtime was outstanding. It would have been nice to get the call on the trip by Connor Gorder there, but we kept pushing through overtime. We just couldn't get the game-winning goal.
Yeah, so we go to overtime. Nobody scores in overtime. Go to the shootout. Dominic Zombo was the only player to score in the shootout. You get 1 point. Omaha gets 2 on Friday night. Here's some reaction from your players.
Well, I think that second period hurt us. Obviously, that wasn't a good period on our part, but I think that our first and third periods were pretty strong, but it was just when you can't play a full 60 and get a couple goals scored on you. Sometimes you can't battle back, especially against a good team like UNO.
Even after our first goal, we had the momentum. We let them come back and score 30 seconds after, and that's kind of a big momentum shift that we don't need.
How was it being back in the lineup tonight for you?
Felt good. It's always tough sitting out and maybe a little rusty tonight, but I think just competing hard and trying to do as much as I can.
Yeah. Are you almost 100%, or you still have some work to do to get there?
I think I just pretty close to that, so I just got to keep working, get my legs back under me.
Dave, as you wrapped up Friday night and looked ahead to Saturday, what was the theme for your hockey team going into Saturday night?
Well, especially after the game, when you lose a shootout, it changes your perspective, and it really, you feel like you walked away and lost that game, but you got to gain some perspective. We did that by the morning. We told our guys, hey, we did a lot of good things, but we have to do more than that and more consistently through the 60 to get a good mentality win. We'll take a look at the Saturday highlights next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sous Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. Dave, let's take a look at Saturday's highlights here, and you would establish an early lead, and the power play, which has been struggling over the 8 games prior to this game, produces the opening goal. You went on the power play just 38 seconds into the game, and you're going to get on the board here. A good boost to your team early.
You know, Dan, we talked about it after Friday, you know, in terms of the power play. We said we just really have to stay confident and stay with it. The biggest thing that needed to change was just finishing on a couple of plays, because we had great opportunities on Friday under the pressure kill, and you see a couple of good plays here, withstand the pressure. You know, Drake makes a great play to Jordan, and he finishes that great A chance.
Yeah, Jordan Schmaltz moves into an open space here and really gets himself in great scoring position.
Yeah, you know, when you're under such pressure with, you know, the high pressure penalty kill that UNO uses, you just have to come up with possession and make that one play. And then finish that one great opportunity.
1-0, just 2:02 into the game. Again, the face-off dot. Winning edge for you on Saturday. Mark McMillan 110. Connor Gorder was good. You especially dominated the first couple periods in the face-off dot.
We did, and that's a difference maker as you move through a full period. If you're able to dominate the face-off dot in both zones.
Did you expect Saturday night to be more physical, which it was?
I thought it'd be more nasty, you know, just as the series goes on. I think that's what you expect between these two teams. I think you look at the personnel that maybe were in the lineup, and you know, you expect a little bit of the extracurricular stuff. And you know, I thought Andrew Panzarella did a great job for our hockey team, giving our bench that confidence and really settling down some of the players from the opposition.
He did. He had his teammates back in a big way on Saturday night. You made the most of your 6 shots on goal in the first period. You're going to win puck battles here, and you're going to go up 2-0.
Yeah, it was such a close, tight, hard-fought period. To be able to make a few plays, which we did here, you know, and we finished off with a bit of a good bounce, but several good plays to lead to that Mark McMillan goal.
Definitely. You saw Michael Parks winning a puck. You saw Drake Kajula winning the puck here on the end wall to set up the goal.
Yeah, Gage Osmus had just had a nice pinch within our system to keep that puck alive, and just a good stick by Drake to you know, to get that puck to Mark McMillan.
Another review. They were just double checking, I would imagine, to see if there was any goaltender interference. There was not. The goal stands.
A lot of I mean, you know, we talk about getting a lot of traffic to that blue paint area, and you know, Michael was in the right spot, but he did not take away the goaltender's ability to make a play on that puck at all. The right call was made. It's a good goal.
Good things happened on the ice on this night, especially when Kajula, McMillan, and Parks were out.
Yeah, they had a good night, and we talked a little bit, you know, after Friday. I thought it was maybe a bit of a toss-up between the two quote-unquote top lines. And, you know, Friday ended up in a tie. You know, kind of felt like maybe, you know, whoever's top line was going to be the better on the night was going to have a pretty good chance to win this game, and I thought our guys did an outstanding job.
Well, Zane McIntyre would have a real say in the third period, but he was giving us looks early in the game that he was on top of his game on this night.
Yeah, you know, people I think will look and say, well, we spent a lot of time, you know, defending in the third, but I thought Zane's best play was in the second. I thought he had 4 grade A opportunities against that he was outstanding on. In the third period. Yes, he had to make 1 or 2 saves down the stretch, but I thought his best play was in the second period.
You talk about players and their roles. Andrew Panzarella, Austin Pagansky, Tucker Pullman moving from right wing to left wing, all contributing on Saturday.
Yeah, just doing their part. You know, it doesn't have to be spectacular. You just need good, solid play, especially when guys are moving, you know, out of position or, you know, coming into the lineup. You just have to go out and give your teammates good, solid, predictable play.
All right, under 5 minutes left in the second. There's one of the second period saves of McIntyre that you referred to. Under 5 minutes left in the period, and Omaha's going to cut the deficit to 1 here.
Yeah, you know what, we got, this is a tired shift for us. We're tired in our zone. We should have got a line change out of the offensive zone. We weren't able to do that. And you know what? They win a puck battle in front. We've got numbers where we want them. We just don't take care of sticks well enough. They make a good play. And they make it a 1-goal hockey game.
So it's 2-1. Then they go on the power play. Possible momentum shift. Well, it is, but it's in favor of your team here. Great plays by both Michael Parks and Stefan Patton for the shorthanded goal.
Yeah, we've done a good job working our way through this kill, and you know, great play right there by Mike to get the puck to Steph, and he makes no mistake. You know, with this shot, it's all about the release. Good velocity, but it's all about the release and putting it where Massa has no chance to stop it.
Watch the skates here, and the first to pass by Parks, and then Patton with the puck between his legs to set himself up.
Yeah, both, you know, little subtle plays that allow this play to happen, to stay onside, and giving Steph the chance to finish it.
8th shorthanded goal of the season. You lead all teams in the NCAA in that category. Scary player at the end of the second period. Brian Cooper boards Drake Kajula, and thankfully Kajula's okay.
Yeah, you know, he's Drake's in protecting the puck, and this is not a high-speed play, so it's just two guys battling hard. This is a penalty at our level and in our league. You know, Cooper's a guy that battles awful hard. Drake battles awful hard, and the right call is made with the 2-minute minor. So
we go to the third period, and I don't think there was any doubt that in the third period, your goaltender, Zane McIntyre, was the best player on the ice.
Well, I thought he made, you know, 2 or 3 real good saves, and you know, and really did his job there. We didn't take care of the puck well enough in this period. We created a lot of our own problems, you know, and you know, between that and the face-off dot, you know, it leads to putting yourself back on your heels.
That was a huge save. That's a game saver right there with about 2.5 minutes
left.
That
is, and that's the one grade A save that I look at in the third period and say, Zane McIntyre solidified this win for us. And you know, it doesn't have to be a multitude of highlight reel saves. Timely, grade A saves like that make the difference.
Well, over the final minute and 59, Omaha has the extra attacker, and again, you're able to close them out here with just gritty work in the corner to close this thing out.
Our coverage was real good, and our play without the puck was real good during this time. You know, our play with the puck and some decisions we made with the puck weren't what we'd like them to be, and we'll improve in that area in the last couple of minutes.
So you end up getting the 3 important points. Again, a great deal of respect between the staffs here, and it's evident after the game.
There's no question. We don't need to speak to how much Dean means to all of us and to our program, but most importantly, they have an outstanding young hockey team. This is their first road loss. And, you know, obviously for us, it was very important to get this win on Saturday night on home ice.
3-2 is the final. We spoke with several of your players after the game, including Zane McIntyre, who gave credit to the guys in front of him on Saturday night.
A lot of credit goes to our forwards and defensemen. I mean, I got to do one job and stop the puck. They got to take hits and make big plays, and if they don't, coach talks to them a little bit more than they do to me. So it's a lot of hats off and a lot of credit to those guys.
I mean, he made that unbelievable save with about 2 minutes to go or whatever it was, and you know that basically saved the game for us. And then he was on his game all day. He made a lot of big saves and held us in there. So hats off to him. He played great.
Walk me through the play. That was a big momentum swing in the game. They had just scored to get within 2-1. They go on the power play, and you get the shorty. Walk me through that play.
Well, Mike made a great play on the wall. I didn't recognize how nice of a play it was till I saw the replay, and for him to make that skill chip to me was big. And then I was just coming with speed and saw that corner and just leaned into it.
Trying to get it to Brady. Parks, nifty pass to Patton. Patton is in shorthanded. He scores! Are you kidding me?
That was all Patton. I just knew he was coming right there. I wanted to get it to him. He made a great play to stay on side, and I think he put it through his legs or something. And obviously, the shot was unreal.
We wanted to come out and just have a mentality game. We weren't too worried about X's and O's. It was just going to be who wanted it more tonight, and I think we played that way for sure.
Dave, we mentioned it briefly in the highlights, but Tucker Poolman moved from right wing to left wing. Andrew Panzarella was back in the lineup, just his second game this season. You had some guys playing out of position. What's that speak of your hockey team at this point of the season?
Well, Dan, it just speaks to some maturity and some depth in that locker room. And, you know, I always come back to the willingness of players to go in and do things like that, play out of position. You know, give their teammates exactly what they need. And I thought we had a lot of guys that stepped forward and did that this weekend.
Coming up next here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol, North Dakota steps out of the NCHC to host Lake Superior State. We'll talk it up next.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sioux Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables, too.
Welcome back, Dave. You got Lake Superior State this weekend, non-conference series, your final home series of the first half of the season. 2 teams have come in here this year in which their coaches after the game said their team had played their best game of the season. you probably expect Lake Superior State to do the same thing Friday.
And that's the nature of visiting teams coming into this building. You are going to get their best game night in and night out. So, you know, for us, it's maturity. It's a matter of knowing and understanding the importance of this non-conference series. For us, it's a continual building process. There's a lot of things that we want to try to improve. You'll see a change or two to our roster and to things that we're trying to do in order to improve ourselves as we move forward. There's an awful lot at stake for us this weekend.
Changes in terms of, again, the players and their positions. Is that what you refer to there?
Well, I think you'll see some changes in terms of positioning of players, as well as potentially personnel in the lineup.
Gotcha.
You know, we've got guys that have practiced extremely well over the last month, guys that we look at and say maybe they can improve what we're doing.
All right, Dave, good luck this weekend against Lake Superior State. We'll recap it next week here on the show. And we're back with some final thoughts here on North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol.
North Dakota Hockey with Dave Hakstol on Midco Sports Network is presented by Sous Shop at Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Indian Triumph of Fargo, and by Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
North Dakota has risen to the top of the national rankings. The new USCHO poll came out Monday, and UND replaces Boston University as the #1 team in the country, the first time that UND has been #1 since the late portions of the 2010-11 season. It's the third consecutive week for a new #1. So UND #1 heading into this weekend series against Lake Superior State that you'll see right here on Midco Sports Network. Thanks for watching.